This is the 8th year of Frederick Reads, and Frederick Reads was started about 9 years ago when we started planning for the first event, and it's a consortium of many different organizations, and we all have different interests and audiences, but we share an appreciation for reading. And we started when a study came out, and the study stated that the average American adult reads less than one book a year. So we got thinking about that and thinking that there must be a way that we can encourage people to even pick up one book a year. So that's how we started with Frederick Reads. Since then it's grown to the point where we have several authors that come to Frederick every year, and we have developed an umbrella theme each year. This year's umbrella theme is Food for Thought, and we are featuring all kinds of programs and events that center around food. You can imagine that's a very popular topic, and we have about 35 partners that are involved in creating more than 50 programs this year.
This year we've chosen Will Allen, who is the author of The Good Food Revolution. He's going to be coming for 2 days in April to give free public appearances and book signings. Will Allen grew up nearby in rural Montgomery County, and he ended up going to University of Miami on a basketball scholarship and became a professional basketball player, and then was a very successful salesman for Procter & Gamble. In his book, The Good Food Revolution, he talks about how he grows his nonprofit, which is called Growing Power. And it's a great story of American entrepreneurialism, because he, after being a very successful salesman, he actually cashes in all of his retirement to buy this derelict greenhouse on 2 acres of land in inner city Milwaukee. And he transforms that into an urban farm. And he does this with the help of a lot of people. He gets involved with the community and invites at-risk youth to come, incarcerated youth to come and learn about farming and composting. And he builds this nonprofit that ultimately can feed thousands of people off of these 2 acres. Some of his projects in Growing Power are vermiculture, which is worm composting. He also talks about farming fish and building chicken coops, all on this 2-acre plot of land. And one of the reasons why he chose this spot in Milwaukee is because that area is called a food desert, which means that the community has a hard time getting fresh food. They don't have access to it because the only food places in town are fast food joints and corner convenience stores with packaged foods. So one of the things that he's doing with his nonprofit is fighting childhood obesity and restoring neighborhoods as well.
On April 12th, we are doing our best to transform a beautiful historic barn into a restaurant for a bountiful breakfast benefit for Frederick Reads. So tickets are available for that event through the Frederick Reads website, which is frederickreads.org. Will Allen will be the honored guest at that event, and also our honorary chairman is Brian Voltaggio, who many of us know from restaurants around Frederick County, and he will be there as well to help us welcome Mr. Allen. Frederick County Public Libraries has been involved with Frederick Reads from the very beginning. We have a number of people on our staff who spend a lot of time coordinating programs and events, and also trying to present the library as a positive force through all of these events. We have a number of events tied into the Frederick Reads theme this year that will take place at our libraries. Everything from adult book discussion groups, not only about Mr. Allen's book, but other books that relate to food and beverage. We also have lots of children's programs taking place this spring, everything from creating food out of Legos to a Dr. Seuss green eggs and ham event. So we have something for everyone. There are also programs happening all over Frederick County. Lots of restaurants have gotten involved. Family Meal Restaurant in Frederick will be hosting an outdoor movie screening of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and they have all kinds of food and drink specials. We will also have an event with the sommelier from the Wine Kitchen, and he will be coming to talk about writing wine reviews. And of course, that event will also include wine tastings, so you'll be able to taste the wine and then hear about his inspiration for writing wine reviews. We also have an event in conjunction with the Common Market in Frederick. This is I think, a very special event called a crop mob, and they're inviting the public to come out to a farm on Sugarloaf Mountain to come and help prepare the fields for a day in April. And in return for that, that farm will be giving fresh produce to both the Frederick Food Bank and to the Frederick Soup Kitchen throughout the season. So that's a wonderful way to give back to the community. Frederick County Department of Aging is going to have a volunteer fair for seniors to learn different ways that they can have a positive impact in their community.
Our major partner this year is Frederick Community College, which is uniting Frederick Reed's Food for Thought with their Earth Day events and also their co-curricular day. And those happen in April, around the time when Will Allen is coming to visit. So we're really glad to have them as a major partner. We also kicked off Frederick Reed's Food for Thought this year by bringing former U.S. Poet Laureate Robert Pinsky to the Weinberg in February, and he talked about some of his favorite poems that involve food and beverage. And he was brought by the Sieber Arts Trust, who is another major sponsor of Frederick Reed's. So the library and the Sieber Arts Trust and FCC have done a great job partnering together to bring these great authors to our county. We're also lucky that we've had major support from the Asherman Family Foundation for the past several years. And then there are lots of other supporters. On the statewide level, we have the One Maryland, One Book Maryland Humanities Council supporting us, and the Maryland State Arts Council. Locally, the Frederick Arts Council is involved, as is the Delaplane Visual Arts Education Center and the Delaplane Foundation. We also are fortunate to have support from Fairfield Inn and Suites by Marriott and Living Grace Lutheran Church and the Frederick County Tourism Council. And we have a number of other organizations, businesses, and community groups that are providing events, venues, exhibits, and programs all season long from February through May.
You will find information about all of these events and about our author at frederickreeds.org. You can also stop by any Frederick County Public Library's branch, and there's a wealth of information about our author and all of the events taking place in Frederick County.